This is the talk show that takes a no-holds-barred approach to politics, where truth and integrity are the standard and the Constitution honored. From Renaissance Studios, this is Champion News Talk Radio.
Good morning and welcome to another great edition of Champion News Talk Radio, brought to you by championnews.net. Champion News Talk Radio is your choice for the conservative voice. This is Carol Parisi. Today our founder Jack Roser and myself have a very special and near and dear to our heart guest, Mr. Bill Zettler, who is the author of this great book, Illinois Pension Scam. If you are a teacher, if you know a teacher, if you love a teacher, if you live in Illinois, you have to get this book. And
Live
Jack,
in Illinois, heck, this is good for the whole nation. This is a terrific book. Now, it might scare you away because this man over here really knows how to handle tons and tons of information, that kind of boring stuff in columns that run many pages. And he delved into what we had put on the line at Champion News and Family Taxpayer Network were the salaries of all of the teachers and administrators in the entire state of Illinois in the K-12 system. Now that's one big herd of stuff. And Bill came along and started writing articles, and now he's our, what's your title with us? Is there
Director of Research.
Director of Research for the Champion News. And he has just done a terrific job. This book could scare you away with all of the columns that are there, especially on our website, because there's, you know, many hundreds of thousands of people on this thing and in the records. But he's made it simple. This book is a book of chapters. Crack this open to any chapter, whatever it is. Read that chapter, and what you'll find is that it's a short story, and you won't be able to stop reading that chapter, nor going on to the one before and the one after. This is a book on statistics that it'd be fun to read front to back. And not only for the state of Illinois, because we're the amazingly rotten example for the whole country of how to go broke and be crooked at the same time. And he's made this problem of our state very evident. And if you haven't come to an understanding of how a state can be so crooked and so busted, you got to read this book. It's pertinent to the whole nation, because this kind of crap is going on in education and about to descend on us in medicine. The same single-party payer that is the education system of Illinois is what Obama's trying to give us for our medical bills. And it's a crazy idea and bound to be even more awful than our present government-run system is.
well, but you know what? Our schools are so important. As a mom, I send my son to school every day. I want teachers that are paid well, that are going to do a good job for our kids.
That isn't a job in Illinois. They're paid plenty. A beginning teacher would start at $44,000 or more, and that's not bad for people from liberal arts. It's a lot more than somebody that's going to write for a newspaper is going to get. But the average teacher gets somewhere around $60,000 a year and has, well, they're off for 3 months a year. And I'm not knocking the teachers, because the teachers are able to do a good job. And the only reason that they're not doing a good job is that they belong to the stinking blight of a union, the IEA, which Forbes called their parent group back in 1993, and they sure haven't done anything but accentuate what Forbes had to say. He called NEA National Extortion Association, and they have ruined politics of the whole state of Illinois with their shenanigans. And Bill has really brought it out about how crazy the pension system is, and it's entirely the doing of the union that has ruined the pensions for the teachers. Teachers deserve a good pension, so do firemen and others. These people have, in the course of wrecking the pensions, they have wrecked the entire economy of the whole state of Illinois. That sounds big. How could that happen? You can see a lot of how it did right in this book Mr. Zettler wrote.
Now, Mr. Zettler, do you think that the Illinois pension problem is the biggest problem Illinois is facing today?
Absolutely. It's not even close. There's no other problem even comparable to the pension problem. The numbers thrown out, 80 billion, everybody hears that about the unfunded. That's a guess. My guess is it's twice that or 3 times that.
It all depends really on the percentage that they get on the supposed investments they've got, which are rapidly disappearing.
The investment returns, right. If you use the same investment returns that Social Security uses, then the unfunded balance would be $200 billion.
$200 billion, Illinois
unpayable.
tax.
I think 80 billion is unpayable. 200 is
It's crazy.
to the moon. It's crazy.
And this is all on the hardworking taxpayers' back.
Yes, because with the way the pensions are set up, if there's any shortage, if you don't get the investment return, if people live too long, teachers live longer than most people, then the taxpayer makes up the difference. The teachers aren't asked to contribute more because they live longer. They're not asked to contribute more because they lost $25 billion in 2008 and 2009.
How did they lose $25 billion in 2008?
Well, the market crashed, and
So
the funds actually lost $25 billion.
I've talked to fund managers that I was aghast to find out they were not investing in safe things. They were investing in things where, in their opinion, they could make returns like 30%. That's where the money went. These guys gambled.
Well, they have to in order to get their returns that they're telling everybody they're going to get. Because if you say you're going to get 8.5% return on your investment, you can't just buy government bonds because they're only paying 3%.
But they're safe. They're at least somewhat safe.
So what you have to do is you have to buy stuff that isn't safe. Right. In order to get up to the 8.5 from the 3% that they used to.
But you're not supposed to play that with retirement funds.
No, it's called the prudent man theory. They're supposed to invest in prudent returns that a prudent man would select for his own income, and they don't do that.
I've got a considerable amount of money, and it's drawn interest at, around 1%.
It's a long way from 8.5%, isn't it?
Yeah, right. Yeah, try to get more than 1%. You can buy 10-year bonds from the Treasury, which are very risky, and make 2 or 3%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 8.5%, they're insane.
Right. So what used to happen is the prudent portfolio for a pension would be 70% bonds, conservative bonds, and 30% stocks. Mm-hmm. Now it's reversed. Now they only have about 30% of their money in bonds and 70% in things like collateral debt obligations. They have it invested in
collateral debt obligations, the same
derivatives.
things that
yeah, those are still going on.
The mortgage crisis.
Yeah,
it's complicated.
Yeah,
I like complicated.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, but the point is, they went from being very conservative back in the 50s and 60s and 70s to cowboyish. 30% of that money is in bonds and 70% is in other things. Derivatives, they have options, stock options. And so if it turns badly, it's going to be even worse. And we're going to be talking hundreds of billions of dollars.
So you're telling me if our market, if the financial markets start going crazy again, which a lot of the experts say that our future for the stock market, we are going to have some pain.
How are you going to pay off the trillions that this idiot president we've got has, by trillions he's increased our debt? How do you pay off trillions of dollars?
He'll have Ben Bernanke go ahead and do QE4. We're on our way. We're doing QE3 now.
QE double digit.
A question for you, Bill. Mm-hmm. Whose fiduciary responsibility is to manage these pension funds?
It's the pension trustees.
And who are they?
There's 13 of them. 6 of them are teachers or former teachers or retirees. 7 of them are appointed by the governor.
Appointed by the governor.
Right. So basically, these are people that don't know anything about investing, and they hire people that supposedly do.
Well, there's one of them, for instance, is a partner of Bill Cellini, who's been convicted recently.
Yeah, cheating.
Yeah.
The teacher system.
His partner in that was Bob Shalander, who was the Republican delegate to the Republican National Committee at one time. And I set out to drag that rascal out from under a rock. I can't accuse him of a felony, but I can accuse him of being a partner that ran up a fortune north of $300 million. And Bob Shalander was one of the guys that got a $3.5 million commission by placing bonds for the pension funds. He personally got $3.5 million. Now that's a weirdly high commission. In another case that really drew attention to him, he got a commission, I think it was $809,000 in one deal. So Bob Philander became a person of interest, and I spent quite a few years chasing that guy out of importance in the Republican Party. He done gone, and so is his partner, Bill Cellini. He done gone to jail now. So I'm not accusing any innocent people of a felony, but there's been very interesting shenanigans by very interesting people in this Democrat-run state who have shined up and gotten along with the big crooks that are running the state.
You know, we're going to come back and we're going to hear more about the Illinois pension scam.